I'm so delighted to have Claire Tattersall, the founder, and I'm so delighted to have Claire Tattersall with us here today. She is the founder of Digital Fashion Week in New York. She's an innovator, a designer, a fashion tech expert, and a wearable tech designer. To me, Claire is not just one of the most creative people I know, but she's really somebody that is the embodiment of where the future of fashion is heading. Claire, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's such a delight to have you. So, Claire, today we're going to be talking about Digital Fashion Week. So, tell everyone, like, what is it? How did you come up with it? And why did you find there was just something that had to come into this world when it didn't exist before? Okay, so describe this for us. What is digital fashion? What is Digital Fashion Week? No, Claire, as you're talking, I'm finding so many parallels for, me and my industry. So I'm from the real estate industry and I'm very immersed in what we call prop tech, property technology. And a lot of the time people say to me, like, what is prop tech? I'm like, it's so hard to define because it's really the entire industry and it's every single digital touch point. And I hear what you're describing. You're talking about, the whole life cycle and beyond into this next dimension from sourcing, manufacture, sustainability, end of life, recycling, reuse. How do you have a fashion show? How do you try it on? Like every single little thing has an opportunity to be digitized. Is that fair to say? And Claire, I think you're somebody of my own heart because when I was exposed to real estate technology, now I'm an architect, so like yourself, I'm a creative. Sorry, I just saw my internet's slowed down a bit. Yeah, my internet's slowed down a bit. Can you hear me okay? Oh dear. Okay, am I back? Okay, yep, I just had a thing saying internet gone, so we'll just cut that out. Um, so I'll take two. So, Claire, you're somebody of my own heart because as you're talking about this, like yourself, I'm also creative. I'm an architect. And when I was exposed to real estate technology, I realized that to be able to use technology, whether it's a physical technology like robotics, whether it's working in the metaverse, obviously in real estate, we have virtual tours. For you, you have a virtual runway. To me, technology is this other tool in the tool belt that we can use to actually bring this like other dimension of experience and creation. And that's what attracted me to it. It sounds like it may have been a similar journey for you. Okay, so this is another term we have to find out about robotic fashion. What is robotic fashion and how do you teach robotic fashion at a traditional educational institute? I love that. And as you're talking, I'm imagining almost like a convertible roof coming up and down. And I can see how that can have a convenience aspect, obviously for accessibility, and also increasing the utility of your fashion, so that you're not going from that analog to that digital way. And I can see you wanting to jump in. I love that. And I think that's the thing that in design, you have to push things to the extreme to start a conversation. And that's what art is. That's what fashion is. That's what couture is. And that's what sculpture is. It's about how can you do something new? How can you push the boundary? How can you invent something? And from there, then yes, then you can start whittling down to the practicalities and the details of it and the commercialization of it, which now I believe you've done with Digital Fashion Week, because now you've taken you've become this arena in which a lot of people with great ideas, great opportunities can come out to market, meet with potential buyers, customers, etc. So for you as a super creative, a entrepreneur, someone who is really pushing the boundaries, how did you then go from that space of ideas to being recognized as somebody that's, yeah, you've created this entity that's been going on for a number of years, it's international. Like, talk about that genesis from idea to reality. I mean, that's amazing. You're really talking about the beginnings of a whole new direction for the industry. And what I'm hearing is that a lot of this fashion technology is mature. It can do incredible things, and it can't just do one thing. You can bring so many of these amazing tech providers together to do things in the real world, taking from the digital world, in the digital world, taking from the physical world. And just the creativity is endless. It must bring you a huge amount of satisfaction. And I've been very fortunate that I've attended a couple of your events, and that's how we met. We met at a one of the events that you're involved in, and I think what I was really struck by in the fashion industry is just how far advanced everything is. And it took me aback because real estate, we're very conservative, and to see how far we as an industry need to go to catch up to where you guys are. Because as I said, again, I just see how mature the technology is and how capable other industries can catch up because it's there. It just seems like it's waiting for a customer. So, can I ask you, when you're talking to some of these fashion tech startups and these more mature companies that are doing things in a different way, what are some of the conversations that they're having with incumbent and mature companies? And what are some of the ways that they're able to convince brands to take a chance on them and try something new? What are those conversations sounding like? I love that. And I hear this theme of collaboration and understanding strengths. And it sounds like, again, you've identified another area of strength between this emerging creative community and the incumbent brands, that they can come together and do amazing things, leveraging their different skills. But Claire, can I ask you, if you were to project, say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years into the future, what do you think the fashion industry is going to look like when there is full adoption of a lot of these emerging technologies that you're seeing? Paint a picture of this utopia. I love hearing about that because I hear about, from what you're saying, I'm hearing how technology is this enabler to improve the problems of the fashion industry, to address inclusivity, to improve sustainability, to reduce waste. And this notion of having on demand fashion creation to me is wonderful because trying to figure out the inventory required of any range, any type of thing, there's so much guesswork involved by very clever people. But to see the amount of waste that happens in the industry and to know that there are solutions that are actively being looked at is really exciting to me. But Claire, I might concentrate on you for a moment, just so we can get to know you as an individual, you as a leader, you as a creative. And this is a bit of a rapid fire question round. So short little answers to get into kind of your mindset. Are you ready for it? Alrighty. Do you consider yourself a morning person or a night owl? When do you do your best work? How do you structure your day? How do you structure your week? When you're stuck, do you actively seek a solution or do you give it time and space? Decisiveness. Pick a lane and go in it. Which philosophers, theorists, inventors, or designers inspire you? I love that. Inspired every day. What technology do you use to stay efficient? And are there any AI tools that you're currently testing out? Excellent. Our robot helpers. And finally, how do you think we will work in the future? And how should we prepare for that future today? I love that. A cocktail of skills. Claire, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights on digital fashion, robotic fashion, digital fashion week, and the direction that the fashion industry is going in. As I said, I can see so many parallels in other industries, and to hear from you as really one of the leaders in the space that's created this community that practices what you preach, it's so exciting to get a sense of where everything is going. So thank you so much. It's just been so inspiring to learn from you, and I hope you'll join us again in the future. Absolutely. I'll see you then.